Yo, what's up, Mzansi peeps? Welcome to Mzansi Popular Rides and welcome to a WeBuyCars review. In this video, I will be exploring the used car dealership at Midstream in search for 5 fuel-efficient vehicles under 200,000 rands for someone who needs a fuel-efficient vehicle. Perhaps someone like me. I drive a Mercedes-Benz C300 V6 and with the current fuel prices, I must say that I am seeing flames. At some point, I think that I too will have to get me a fuel-efficient vehicle. WeBuyCars is an interesting place. Take this Polo GTI for example, classified as a Category A vehicle, but if you look closely, you will see that this is a potential lemon with red flags. I took a closer look at the car and as you can see, the bumper alignment is mismatched. Then to the side, you will see that the right front wheel is slightly curved inwards. And it's Category A. Unsuspecting victims will come there excited that it's a GTI. Funny enough, it happened while I was there. A man came and spoke in Tsonga saying, "Ya le yona le." After a few seconds of looking at it, he was ready to call for assistance and I personally just decided to jump in because I like things. I warned him of the potential lemon he was about to have. And trust me, it's not always that you're going to be that lucky. On that particular day, they also had a Club Sport GTI. So whatever you want, you will find here. You just need to be cautious and know what you're doing. If your car game is bad, stick to the reputable dealerships. Keep watching and I will tell you why it's sometimes better to buy from the dealership. WeBuyCars is a used car dealership in South Africa that offers a wide range of vehicles, including Category A and Category B cars for those who are in the market for a used car. So we'll start our video by distinguishing between a Category A vehicle and a Category B vehicle. Please listen closely because this is the most important part of the entire video. Category A cars are newer models that have been well maintained. They are typically in good condition and have few mechanical problems. In other words, you can buy this vehicle and drive it today as is with minor problems here and there. The advantage to buying a Category A car is that the vehicles are reliable and have a long lifespan. They're also relatively fuel efficient, which can save you money on your monthly petrol bills. And also, a Category A car typically comes with a warranty, which can give you peace of mind in case something goes wrong. However, the downside to a Category A car is that they tend to be a little bit more expensive than Category B cars, and they also tend to have higher monthly repayments if you finance them. Category B cars, on the other hand, tend to be older models that may have some mechanical problems. They're also typically less expensive than Category A cars, but they may not be as reliable. Simply put, buying a Category B car is a bit risky. You might be spending less initially, but you might spend more trying to fix the car to get it to the condition required for it to be roadworthy or for you to drive it. So Category B cars are a good option if you're looking for something cheap, and they may also be a good option if you're willing to do some repairs yourself. The disadvantage to buying a Category B car is that it may not be as reliable as a Category A car, and you may also experience higher fuel consumption if the vehicle is not in the condition that it's supposed to be mechanically. So then, here's my honest advice. If you're already struggling to buy a cheap car, stay away from a Category B car because you will buy something and should it give you problems, you won't be able to fix it. Rather save up or continue to be Johnny Walker with Uber, Bolt and taxis, and you can still get from point A to point B. In other words, just be patient, chief. Just be patient. With that being said, let's look at 5 fuel efficient vehicles that you can buy at WeBuyCars. At number 1, you have the 2021 Suzuki Swift GLX at 195,900 with only 34,241 kilometers. A 2023 model will cost you 255,900. This one would be almost out of service and still has the balance of 200,000 kilometers or 5 years warranty. It's a Category A vehicle. However, Category A or not, you need to perform your inspections thoroughly. Check for unusual gaps in the body panels as a first sign of a red flag. The only tool you need here is your finger. Check the bonnet gaps like this. Follow your finger, it will alert you of any unusual gaps. And then check the door panels for gaps. Our second vehicle is a 2019 Polo TSI at 190,900. This one is a bit of a weird one. The Polo looks like it had some rough patch in life once. I mean it literally. Look at this door, for example. There seems to have been some paint work done on it, but it was a bad job. The panels are aligned. If you would still go for this, I would suggest having an independent mechanic you trust to check this one with you. Be careful bringing just anyone for a vehicle purchase here. An untrustworthy mechanic might make you buy something that will give you problems so he can fix and suck you dry. Same applies to friends that do not have your best interest at their heart. The Polo passed the DEKRA test somehow. When I opened the door, I was greeted by this. Aye, but yeah, it's a category A with 64,000 kilometers on the clock. Our third vehicle to consider is a 2021 Mazda 2 at 173,000 rands. This car has done only 58,000 kilometers on the clock and it is the 1.5 active. The interior on this one was rather quite clean, and I must say that this is an overall well taken care of car. The aftermarket wheels were also a nice touch, giving it a very nice aesthetic look. However, looks can be deceiving. So take the vehicle out for a test drive, listen for any weird noises coming through from the suspension as well as the engine and any weird behavior from the car. The fourth vehicle we're going to look at is the Polo Vivo 1.4i Trendline at 164,900. At first glance, this one looked really clean. However, upon further inspection, I noted that the tailgate had some signs of a respray. You might want to open the tailgate and close it, and then take it for a drive on a bumpy stretch of road to test the overall structural integrity, but listening out for weird suspension noises or any noise in general. The inspection of the DEKRA report is a must. Make sure you get the DEKRA report and inspect it thoroughly for anything that needs to come to your attention. Here's a top tip. Apply your personal judgment on the decision. If your gut says no, just listen to it. It's mostly right. Apart from the tailgate, this is an overall great looking car. At number 5, we have the 2019 Yaris at 211,900. This is the 1.5 XS model. This particular vehicle is slightly off the 200,000 rand mark, but it's the safest option here. The vehicle was not locked and the interior was in good condition. This is the type of car you'd buy if you want low cost of maintenance and Toyota's reliability. These are the 5 fuel efficient vehicles that I identified on the day that I went to WeBuyCars. So then, do I recommend buying a vehicle from WeBuyCars, or should you just rather buy the vehicle from the dealership? In order to answer that question, let's answer it by looking at the Consumer Protection Act. As a consumer, when you buy from a reputable dealership or WeBuyCars Category A vehicles, you have the following rights. The right to receive goods of good quality, durable for a reasonable time and free from defects. The right to be informed of any known defects in the car before purchasing it, and this is where the DEKRA report comes into play. The right to return the car if it has a defect that was present at the time of sale and mostly within 6 months of purchase. And the right to a refund, repair or replacement if the car cannot be repaired to a satisfactory standard. So, in simple terms, should the car not meet these requirements, you have the right to return it, mostly within 6 months after the purchase, and can insist to have the car repaired, have the car replaced, or obtain a full refund of the purchase price. And of course, if you were made aware of any defects and still purchased the car, the Consumer Protection Act provisions do not apply. Now, there's a catch to buying a Category B vehicle on WeBuyCars because WeBuyCars has the right to limit its liability under the Consumer Protection Act for Category B vehicles. As a recap, Category B vehicles are older, well-used vehicles that may not be in good working order and may require a combination of minor and major repairs, mechanical checks, and servicing. This means that WeBuyCars may not be obliged to refund, repair, or replace a Category B vehicle if it has a defect that was present at the time of sale. Once again, read your DEKRA report. So then, if you're considering buying a second-hand car from WeBuyCars, it is important to carefully read the terms and conditions of sale before signing anything. You should also have the car inspected by a qualified mechanic before you buy it. If you discover any defects in the car after you have bought it, you should contact WeBuyCars immediately. Remember, whatever defects you find must be defects that were present at the time of sale to which you were not made aware of. Unless you have any money lying around, I'd stick to a category A vehicle from WeBuyCars, or rather just go to a reputable dealership, because in most cases the reputable dealerships are bound by the laws of the Consumer Protection Act. However, regardless of where you buy the vehicle, the Consumer Protection Act is always on your side. Just make sure that you get a written agreement from the dealer that sets out all the terms and conditions of the sale. Make sure that the car is registered in your name as soon as possible, and also keep all the paperwork related to the sale of the vehicle, including the purchase agreement, service history, and any receipts for repairs or maintenance. And last but not least, be aware of your rights under the Consumer Protection Act and be prepared to assert them if necessary. Thank you very much for watching and for getting to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this informative video. If you haven't yet done so, please don't forget to like and to subscribe to the channel for more dope content like this.